couch last night, and yeah, I had like a very strange dream. And I'm not really sure why or what it was about, really. I dreamed that I was back in China and I was stuck in like this maze of a city, and I didn't really know what I was supposed to do or how to get there, and it was sort of strange. But I realized when I woke up that it was kind of a metaphor for what I'm doing now. And I know that kind of sounds corny, but it's actually true. It's like I have a goal. My goal is to become the face of drifting, right? How that's gonna happen, I don't really know. But I think what I'm doing is right. Like, I think I'm pursuing the right direction. I think I'm, doing the right thing to achieve my goal. And in the dream, there was so many dead ends, right? I just kept running and running and running and feeling trapped and claustrophobic. And for some reason, I felt like I was being chased. It's kind of a strange dream, I know. But I eventually managed to navigate in the right direction, and the relief that I felt was huge. But it was only because I'd gotten trapped and stuck so many times before in the dream. And thinking about it now, thinking about it now, I realize that may very well be, I'm trying to figure out this gyro thing, gyro. That very well may be a perfect metaphor for, what I'm doing now, which is, I'm not really sure how I'm going to get there, but the destination is the goal, yes, but it's not, it's the journey, I guess, that is beautiful. It's the struggle. It's the failures along the way where you mess up, and then you learn from it, and then you become stronger. And that's the key point. You can't become stronger without failure, right? You can't learn without messing up. And something that I've run into by talking to a lot of you guys recently about goals and about, direction, drive, things like that, which I'm very happy that you guys have come to me for. But something that I've learned in my life might help you guys, which is, even if, let's say you're running, right, and you trip. After you've fallen, like at the lowest fucking point, your face is on the fucking ground, your knees are all scraped up, your elbows are all scraped up, you're still farther than before you fell. Think about that. And then when you pick yourself up, you're even farther than when you fell. Because you don't just like stand straight up like a fucking pencil. No, you get on your arms, you get on your knees, you push yourself up, and you keep running, right? And cliche as it may be, I always say this, but it's not a race, it's a marathon, baby. So it's like, I think that it's really important that for those of you that are following along with this journey and seeing the sorts of things that I've been able to achieve, you can have this, right? You can be in the same sort of situation where, you are able to do whatever it is that you want to do with enough foresight, with enough planning. And it won't be the first iteration, surely. It won't be the second iteration. and maybe the 3rd or the 4th or the 5th or the 6th or the 20th, but you'll get there, right? This is not my first attempt at doing this. My first attempt at to quit my job to drift slash, learn to drift slash whatever was 7 years ago. And so some of you guys may have been seeing the videos that have been coming out recently with the blast from the past. Those are videos primarily that I shot 7 years ago. And I was so hooked on drifting. I was so hooked on wanting to become a driver because I'd never been before. And having the realization that I was something that I could not do at that time because of monetary, because of physical things, because of mental things, was a huge toll on me. But I decided that I would create a plan and I would try my best to execute that, which is when I turned 30, what I deemed was adult responsible, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to save up and I'm going to, buy a drift car, make sure I have a place to park it, make sure I have, all the things I need to do, the knowledge, the tools, the connections to do that. And then when 30 rolled around, I ended up going a completely different direction. Still on my grind, dude. Still following my goals, but I went the sim direction. And so now I'm here. And I think I made the right decision. But primarily the concern for me was, cost, was viability, financially, socially, was having a platform to build off of. Because, like, for example, if you want to play with the big boys on Formula D, you need a social media following, you need sponsors, because that shit ain't cheap. That shit ain't free. You know what I mean? So I built all of that up over the last 7 years, saved up the money that I could give myself 2 years to really figure this out. Hopefully I'll figure it out sooner. I think we're figuring it out. I think you guys like the content. I think there's enough support in the community, as shown from, you guys subscribing, watching the streams, liking the videos, liking the socials, just sponsors, Advanced Sim Racing, for sending us the rig, FS Auto Works for building the cars. But I think there's enough support for what I'm doing that I can really just be enabled to reach for the stars. And I think that's a beautiful thing. And for that, I'd really like to thank you guys watching this video. I'd like to thank my staff. Sorry, I'm getting a tad bit misty-eyed here. But I'd like to thank my staff and all the friends that I've made along the way. Team Shadow Realm, Laro Greatness, A-Tray, Rapti, Xro, Mia. You guys for, helping build the AC community and give me a place to make my content, because I owe it to you guys. That's not really the point of this video. But I would say the point of this video is kind of just saying that fear of failure isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's okay to be afraid. It's okay to, be scared, right? That's fine. That's natural. That's human, even. But to fail once and to give up, that's where you got to draw the line, That's where you got to say, okay, there's something, in my opinion, that one is meant to do during their lives, right? And if you give up, you're never going to get there. So if I can kind of just give one piece of advice, right? If you were to ask me, like, how are you able to do this, for example, or how can I do this? I would just say don't give up. Keep struggling, keep fighting, because that's the beauty in life. That's the struggle is beautiful. I said that to Mayo yesterday. We've both been reading Eat a Peach by David Chang, which I highly recommend that you read. And I believe it's Odysseus, the guy that pushes the rock up the mountain. And David Chang was talking about it in his book, and he was saying that, big ups to that guy, essentially, for giving the flying bird to God. Or the gods, rather. The fates, even. But I believe that. I truly believe that. I think that the struggle is really the beauty of it. And it's the human struggle, the human condition even, that enables us to become stronger, that forges us to essentially be strong enough to obtain our dreams. Because think about it this way, right? Like you now, imagine a time when you're able to achieve your dream, whatever it may be. Imagine if the you now could handle that. You couldn't, right? You couldn't. But the you of, after you've been battle tested and forged in the crucible, so to speak, that's when you can really, really accomplish. And that's when you can achieve your dream and carry that fucking weight, right? As the great Mayo often quotes, who's gonna carry the boats and the logs? Anyways, guys, I just wanted to record a really short one take and for the vlog, and I wanted you guys to kind of gain some insight into what I'm thinking and what I'm doing, and hopefully it'll inspire you to do something, even if your goal, for example, we were in an Xro stream earlier, Monkey and Xro and I were talking about learning Japanese. Even if your goal is to learn a language, right? It's not a marathon. I mean, it's not a race, it's a marathon, right? It's something that has to be done over time and can't just be done quickly or on the first try. The whole point of learning is to fail and to rebuild stronger, right? Like, let's look at it this way. If I'm learning a new language, the only way to really immerse myself in that language is to go to that country and speak to people and make mistakes and be corrected and learn. And the more and more and more that you do that, the stronger and stronger and stronger your understanding of the language gets. So, get out there, try your fucking hardest, do your fucking best, fail, figure out why you failed, correct it, and then become better, become stronger. You guys got this. You can do it. Maybe this is just a vlog disguised as a, hey, you're going to watch this in a year and you're going to gain the motivation back to keep pushing. For me, who knows? I'll see you guys next time. Bye.